Hi everybody, my name is Carlos Rodrigo Calisto and I am a student of Information Security. Right now in Task5, denominate Lyft. Okay, my personal presentation. Remember, Carlos Rodrigo Calisto, I am a 9th-level student of System Engineering. In this moment, I'm near to degree in my career. I work in one enterprise that hydrocarbons research. The name is Exlog in this moment, and I have 50 years. I'm expecting next year my degree in this career in my systems engineering. The first questions in this activity run about what is information security and why is it so important today. Okay, information security. When I research the definitions, practice of protecting data systems and networks. Okay, and from unauthorized access, use, or damage. This is a discipline with the years increase about the management of information in many organizations that need to protect more than information. Information means money, many money, millions of dollars. Assets. It is important because digital information is constantly exposed to cyber threats such as hacking, data breaches, and malware. Some people define your attitudes to attacks that information. Remember, that information means money, and for these reasons, that's organizations that efforts all the department with the cyber against cyber attacks, and then invest many money to defend that information. Ensuring information security helps protect privacy, maintain trust, and guarantee the continuity of business and services. Okay, what are the advantages of implementing a secure development? Implementing secure development reduces at first vulnerabilities by integrating security controls from the early stage of the software life cycle. Many life cycle depends the size of determined organizations. The cycles could be so great size, and they improve systems reliability and protect sensitive data, reducing costs associated with security breaches, and fixes later on. Little bit reduce the attacks, go against hackers, go against many organizations that defends that security, or even against all process in each organizations. What are the current standards for information security and what benefits does their implementation bring? Okay, the current information security standards include frameworks such as ISO IEC 27001, NICE Cybersecurity Framework, and OWASP guidelines, which define best practice for protecting information assets as the main standards. ISO IEC, NICE and OWASP guidelines. And second, these standards provide structured approach for risk management, data protection, and secure system development. Their implementation improves security posture, ensures regulatory compliance, and increased trust among users and stakeholders. What describes users and stakeholders? Normally, we see that all this process in big projects, and any projects have many users and stakeholders that have many situations in each project, and they need to protect information. Big informations have normally projects, and they need to protect that information. Finally, list 5 most critical vulnerabilities according to OWASP and explain them. Injection occurs cuando untrusted data is sent to the interpreter. Attackers can execute malicious commands or access and unauthorized data of inputs are not properly validated. Okay? And second, broken authentication happens when authentication mechanisms are poorly implemented. Why? Because they need normally we have many rules, and that rules not we can do it in your totally. And attackers can compromise passwords, session tokens, or keys to impersonate legitimate users. Normally, the hackers attack that sites key, like passwords, like session tokens, or keys to impersonate legitimate users. 3. Sensitive data exposure occurs when sensitive information, passwords, credit cards, personal data is not properly protected. This can lead to data leaks due to a weak encryption or improper storage practice. For example, when happens things like someone bank, they move your platform situation, the hackers, this is the big moment to hackers to see what happens, how move password, how move all the protection in that organizations, and that sensitive data is exposure to hackers. 4. Security misconfiguration results from improper configuration of servers, database, or application. Default settings, open ports, or unnecessary services can expose the system to attacks. And finally, cross-site scripting happens when malicious scripts are injected into web pages viewed by other users. Attackers can steal session data, redirect users, or manipulate web content. The scripts is hacker strategy for attacks web page and confuse any user that see that web page. Okay, that is all. Thank you for this space. Thank you for this chance to talk about this situation of information security. Okay, good night.